What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having another fantastic day today. You can call me Spree and welcome back to another Madden 20 video. Today I want to go ahead and look back at Madden 20, thinking about all of my favorite players that I've used throughout the year. Now my final team for Madden 20 is almost complete. There's only a couple more players that I want to add, but I really want to focus on some of the guys that were beasts in November, December, earlier this year. A couple of the players that I think have been my favorite will of course be some of the guys that I have on my current team, but I want to look back and think about some of the guys that I've loved to use throughout the year. Before we get into it, I do have a winner for the Golden Ticket giveaway to announce. Cam Newtown, Golden Ticket quarterback, will be going to my guy Noah. So definitely come through and hit me up, man, so we can get that out to you. For those that missed out, don't worry, we have another giveaway coming straight up. Next week, I will be giving away Golden Ticket Quincy Enunwa. Now I definitely think the guys are beast, so if you want to go ahead enter the giveaway, again it will only be for PS4, but if you do want to enter, let me know in the comment section below what your best pull has been from Madden 20. As always, if you enjoy the video, if you enjoy the content, definitely feel free to pop down, hit that like button down below. There's also a subscribe button down there. Go ahead, hit that so you can check out what we do in the future. I think that's everything. Let's get it. Starting off looking at our current team, there's going to be a bunch of positions and a bunch of players that I already have on my team that were my favorite guys throughout the entire year. First off, let's get started with the offensive lineman, and to be honest, it really doesn't matter which 5 guys were out there. If my opponent had defensive abilities on his defensive line, they were just going to get bullied. So essentially, my favorite guys on the offensive line have just been the best cards that I could get throughout the year at any point in time. Obviously, we have gold 99s now, but earlier in the year, trying to get those 90, 91 legends, trying to get those NFL 100 players, that was important to make sure you weren't getting destroyed every single play. Next up, we've got the tight end position, and I'm loving Zach Gentry, but my favorite guy throughout the year has definitely been this man, George Kittle. He's big, he's fast, he's got good run block, but I think my favorite thing about this card is he just got good upgrades at the right time throughout the year. Early in the year, he got that team builder card, so he was able to get powered up to an 88 overall nice and early. Then he got that Matero limited time card, another beast upgrade. Obviously everyone went ahead to try and pick that up when that became Redux. And then finally, team of the year. The card has just been great all year long. I'm definitely hoping he gets a better card with the power up expansion. So hoping we get a gold 99 version of George Kittle over these next couple weeks. Next up, let's talk about the fullback position. Christian Okoye has pretty much been my fullback throughout the entire year. Before him, I probably just stuck with a low elite fullback. Ever since having him, great speed, great run block. Haven't gone anywhere else. He's been a beast for me. Keeping it moving now, I think we need to start at the wide receiver position with this man, Randy Moss. He's had a bunch of upgrades throughout the year. We had that Redux for that MUT 10 promo. We had the NFL 100, and then obviously his Ultimate Legend card. And he's just been an absolute beast throughout the entire process. One of the guys that a lot of people have been using their power up pass to make sure they have on their team. Great speed, that ability, that Moss 100 has been clutch sometimes as well, so it's been a really fun card to use. As always, Randy Moss is a fan favorite. Another card I've really loved using has been this man, Calvin Johnson. Now he's just gotten a boost to gold 99 with a power up expansion, but that 96 overall powered up to 97 was a beast. Probably one of the top 2-3 wide receivers for a long time. He just seemed to make plays. Calvin Johnson's just one of those guys that just plays better than his overall. The third and final guy that I want to go ahead and talk about at the wide receiver position is this man, Tyreek Hill. Now, we are at the end of Madden. We've got a lot of options for guys at the position that can get boosted to 99 overall speed, but early in the year, there's nobody like that. You need to have fast guys on your team, and this guy provided it. Nowadays, he doesn't have all of the catching stats that a lot of the other guys do, so that's why he's probably not as popular on a lot of teams, but throughout the year, a must-have. One of my favorite guys, great punt returner, great kick returner. Moving on to the running back position, and 2 of my 3 favorite guys from this year are sitting on the team right now. Bo Jackson, he's had some great guards throughout the year. He's just a beast. Don't need to talk about Bo too much. Just an absolute stud at the position. Next up, we've got this man, Saquon Barkley. He is another one of those guys that just plays above his overall. His 83 overall card was great. Definitely felt a lot better than some of the higher overall running backs at the time. 91 MUT Hero was great. 97 Theme Builder was great. Just a great card to have. Big fan of this guy as well. My special mention for this position is Melvin Gordon. Now, I picked this guy up pretty early when he came out. Put abilities on him and he was an absolute stud. Jukebox, absolutely crazy, made a lot of plays for me. He's probably the first running back that I put abilities on, but I remember having a lot of fun with this guy, so special mention, Melvin Gordon. To finish up the offense, we have the quarterback position, and my favorite guy that I've used throughout the entire year is obviously this man, Josh Allen. I've had a chance to use a lot of the other Golden Ticket quarterbacks, and I just think he makes a lot of plays. He's got good enough speed, great throw power. I like it, he's tall, so he's not throwing into his lineman. He's got a good animation. Josh Allen, my favorite quarterback that I've used all year. Looking back to early in the year though, this guy, Steve Young, was definitely my favorite guy, my quarterback for a long time. I probably had him for at least 3, maybe 4 months, and he just kept making plays for me. Having escape artist on your quarterback was a game changer. I had a lot of fun with this guy. Left-handed quarterback too, took a little bit of getting used to, but I really enjoyed this card, so definitely one of my favorite guys that I've used this year, Steve Young. Over to the defensive side of the ball now, and I think we have to start at the safety position. These guys at safety have been some of my favorite players that I've used out of everyone. Calvin Johnson, an absolute beast. Obviously, we got super hyped when we pulled him. We've had him on the team ever since. Absolutely love this card. Next up, Taylor Mays. He had that 95 overall card, which was great as well, but absolute stud. Taylor Mays all over the field, great hit power. Man, such a fun card to use. Sean Taylor is definitely right there with both of them. I think this card is an absolute stud. His 95 overall from the Zero Chill promo, great card to have on the team as well. Now, I don't think you can talk about the best safeties in the game without looking at this man, Pat Tillman. Nowadays, he's a little bit slow. He's not quite the game changer he was early in the year, but that 95 overall master card was an absolute beast, far and away the best card in the game for a long time. Enforcer early in the year when it was just causing a lot of fumbles, this guy was an absolute problem. I love this Pat Tillman card. Moving on to the linebacker position, I think we have to start with this man, obviously, Lawrence Taylor. An absolute baller as a pass rusher, good block shed to blow up the run as well. A lot of fun. Probably the only real right outside linebacker to use throughout the entire year. At middle linebacker, I think we have to include Ryan Shazier. Obviously, he's a free card, a captain's card, so a lot of people had him on the team. Great speed, good zone coverage. He just made a lot of plays. He's a great user for a lot of people, so I think we have to include him as probably my favorite middle linebacker from this year. At the left outside linebacker position, there's really only between two guys, Khalil Mack, Von Miller, both very similar players, both with very similar stats. I've got to give the edge to Von Miller. He came out early in the year with this beast 91 overall. He was the first competitive master. I know a lot of people had him on the team, and he's a real problem to try and stop early in there. So Von Miller, definitely one of my favorite guys. Next up, we've got the defensive line, and to be honest, it's pretty much just the guy whoever had abilities, whoever I threw abilities on, that was my favorite defensive lineman at the time. I think if we went position by position, Aaron Donald, my favorite right end, John Randall, my favorite defensive tackle, and then Julius Peppers as my favorite left end. This guy had great speed. I thought John Randall with his finesse move made a lot of plays for me. Aaron Donald, just doing Aaron Donald-like things. Absolute stud. And now we're on to our final position group, cornerbacks. A really important position throughout the entire year. I think we've got to start off with Jalen Ramsey. His card was a really good card throughout the entire year. Obviously, he's a golden ticket now, but his cards is 87 to get started. His Mutt Hero, great cards to have. Did really well for a long time as well. Good speed, good coverage. Big fan of his cards. Night Train's definitely another one of those guys. His hit power just makes a lot of plays that a lot of other cornerbacks can't. Absolute baller at the position. The very last guy I want to talk about for this final position group is going to be Darius Slay. I remember getting this card from doing House Rules, and he was a great corner for me for a long time. I remember getting a lot of interceptions with him. He just made a lot of plays on the ball. I really enjoyed this guy. I had him for a long time as well. I just got to a stage where he just wasn't fast enough to keep up with the guys, but great memories of having this guy in my team. And just like that, that's going to be my favorite players from Madden 20. Obviously, most of the guys that I like are still on the team. I still use them with their highest overall cards. I just stick with the guys that I like. Early in the year, a bunch of cards that I really enjoyed. Really fond memories of using those guys. Can't wait till Madden 21 to find those new beasts to use in the next game. Quick reminder before we finish up, if you do want to enter the draw for that Golden Ticket Quincy Enunwa, let me know in the comment section below who was your favorite pull from this year. Maybe it was a player from coin packs, maybe it was from training rerolls, maybe you got a really crazy amount of coins from that daily quick sell. whatever it was, let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, that is going to be us for today, folks. Thank you very much for coming through. I really do appreciate it. Take it easy, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. You can call me Spree, and we out.